everybody, and welcome to Cooking with Kimber. Today we are going to put 5 of our freezer meals together. And I've done some prep, and all I've done is get everything ready. I opened up all my cans. I have my seasonings ground up. The meat is cooked and in the bags. So a couple of tips that I have talked about before, but just as a reminder and for those that are maybe new. If you fold down the tops of your bags, you are less likely to get food in that seal, so you're going to get a better seal. So we're going to go ahead and get started with these 5. And the first one we are going to do, and I forgot to mention, these are part of the comfort dinner set. So you can buy the complete set for $73, and that gives you over 30 meals, plus this 12 meal freezer meal option. And you can add the optional green chili hot sauce, and that makes it it makes it $87. So, but you also get, this month, you're gonna get some sea salt almonds for free. So that is the special for October when you purchase the comfort dinner set. So let's get started. So our first one we're going to make is our hearty chicken and bean stew. And I already have my chicken thighs in here. I just cubed them and I lightly cooked them, browned them on all sides. You don't really need to cook it all the way through because we're going to cook them the day we're going to serve them. So I'm going to add to this. Let me find my recipe here. So we're going to add to the chicken thighs some carrots, and I have already chopped up a whole bunch of carrots, so we're just going to add, it calls for sliced carrots, but to save time I just did everything chopped. So that when I make, so it's 2 carrots, so I'm going to add about 1.5 cups. So when I make my recipes up, I try to make sure that they are very forgiving. So if you want to change something up, it's super easy to do, and I can help you do that also. So we did some carrots. I'm going to do some everyday blend. And like I said, I just did a whole bunch of it and ground it up and put it in an empty container. So we're going to add some everyday blend. And we're going to add some garden herb. And remember, with this, a little goes a long way, so you don't need a lot of it. Then we're going to add a can of diced tomatoes, and I have got them all opened already. My dog is playing, sorry about that. So I've opened up all my cans to make it fast and simple when I'm putting these together. So the next one is a can of beans. Now, I have either drained on my instructions, but I've done a lot of research on it, and you really don't have to drain them, so I don't. When draining and rinsing, it gets rid of some of the starch, but I'm okay with that, so I'm just going to add it all in there. Going to add a can of corn, and 1/2 cup of uncooked rice. So that's everything to this. I'm just going to seal it up. And the other trick I do is I use these bowls, and that helps me when I'm putting all of the ingredients in. I don't tip it over and spill it and lose all of the stuff that I put in the bag. So I'm just right now trying to get out as much air as I can, and that's all there is to it. That will, when I defrost it, it'll mix it all together and it'll be ready to cook. And it'll go in the freezer just like that. Okay, so there's one. So our next one we're going to make is our supreme beef and bean soup. And that, all I've done is ground some hamburger and put in the bottom there. So when I I brown all the meat up first, and I let it cool, and then I put it in my bags and labeled bags, and it makes it really simple. So this one is, we're going to add some bacon. You can do bacon, sliced bacon, or cook it and then, you know, crumble it up however you want to. I just buy the bacon that's already crumbled, and I'm going to add a little bit, about a quarter cup, what I'm going to add of the bacon. Then I'm going to add some carrots. So I'm going to add a cup of carrots to there. I'm going to add some everyday blend and garden herb. And again, a little goes a long way, but you want flavor. Then I'm going to add a can of diced tomatoes. I'm going to add two cans of cannella white beans, cannelli beans. And again, I didn't drain them. So, and then the next thing this calls for is beef broth. And I don't add the beef broth now. I have found that it's easier to put in my freezer without all the liquid. So I am going to, let's just make sure I have everything in here. So I'm going to just, on the outside of the bag, once I get it sealed up here, write to add 32 ounces of beef broth to this package. Like I said, if you want to, you can add it to it. I just over the years, I have had bags that leak or come, you know, but by then getting moved around in my freezer, they've come undone. So this way, I don't have the big mess in my freezer if something happens. So this is gonna, I'm just, like I said, make myself a note, add 32 ounces of beef broth. And there's the second one. So the next one, let me make sure I didn't. So I also forgot to add, we need to add, so this one I need to put on there 30 ounces of chicken broth. Add 30 ounces chicken broth. Right, so got those done. So our next one we're gonna do is we're gonna make some 2-minute taco soup. So again, I just browned my ground beef, put it in here, and we're gonna add, excuse me, oh, I'm gonna sneeze. We're gonna add, oh, sorry. We're gonna add some flour. So it's 2 tablespoons of flour. And we're gonna add a tablespoon of ranch dressing. Now we have a store here where I can buy it in bulk. So that's how what I chose to do, but you could also go and buy a packet of ranch dressing and do it that way. So there's my ranch dressing. I need 3 cups of beef stock. Again, I'm gonna write on the outside of my package that to add that later. A cup of frozen corn. Thought I had another measuring bucket. Okay. And a can of tomatoes. not drained. And a can of black beans. And I choose not to drain them, but you can drain and rinse them if you'd like. Again, I read up on it, and all you're doing is getting the starch out of there. So if that's something that you want to watch, then by all means. So that's everything that goes in there except for the beef stock, and I'll add that when I put it in my pot to cook. So let me get as much of the air out as I can. I want to add 3 cups of beef stock. And then there's 3. So our next one we're going to make is the Instant Pot layered beef casserole, enchilada casserole. So again, I have my hamburger. And again, this, I make it in the Instant Pot, but you can make it in the oven also. And I'm going to add my green chili hot sauce, which again, this is a mild for most people. To me, it's hot. So when I cook with it, I love the flavor. And we're going to do that's about 2 tablespoons is all I had left. So good. And then we're going to add some Mexican seasoning, and this stuff is so good. This makes my mouth water. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of that. And some enchilada sauce. So you could do red or green. I choose green because again, red's hotter, so I'm a wimp. And I'll tell you, I'm such a wimp, I will be adding sour cream to my enchiladas as I eat them also, which helps cut the heat also. A can of diced tomatoes, I use petite diced. A can of sliced olives. And 1.5 cups. It calls for 1.5 cups total, but we're only putting in 1 cup in here, and then the other will be saved for when we make it to put it on top. So there's about a cup. So let's just make sure about everything. So again, get as much of the air out as I can. Make sure it's sealed good. And I'll double check all of these before I put them in the freezer also. So there's 4, just like that. Okay, so the last one we're going to make today is a crustless quiche. And it's super easy. I've browned some ground sausage, put in here. I'm going to add, let me grab everything here. I'm going to add 8 eggs. And you can whisk them up before you put them in here. I have found that if you just put them straight in there and mix it up really good, by the time it defrosts and you cook it, it's good. So we're going to do 8 eggs. Darn. And then we're going to add some seasoning. I love this meal because you can serve this for brunch, you can serve this for breakfast, or it makes a great dinner time, breakfast for dinner. Okay, so we got our eggs. We're going to add some everyday blend. I don't know where my other measuring spoon went. So about a tablespoon of both, Everyday Blend and Garden. Tablespoon left in there. And we're gonna add some diced carrots. And some diced potatoes. Let me grab another measuring cup real fast. And it calls for half a cup of carrots is what I call for, or I mean potatoes, but I like a little extra. And then we're going to add some sour cream, and it's a half a cup of sour cream. And let's see, I think that's everything. Just double check my recipe. Oh, no, we forgot the cheese. And it calls for Swiss cheese, but we like it with mozzarella. So again, I'm going to do about a cup in the mix, and then another half a cup I'll use when I put it in the pan. Okay, so and I forgot to put the taco sauce in my 2-minute taco soup. So we'll just go add that back. So we're gonna add a little bit of the taco sauce, taco starter sauce to the 2-minute taco soup. And I'm just gonna drizzle it on top here. Okay, so that's 5 meals. What I love about this is while I'm prepping to get ready for everything is I've got my dishes done. I have everything all ready. It's easy cleanup, and it's just going to go in my freezer, and I'm going to have 5 meals right in my freezer for whenever we want to have them. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, you can order this kit through me, and I do have a special when you order it in October. You can add the hot sauce and get the sea salt almonds, which these are so good, for free. So have a great day. Thank you for joining me with Cooking with Kimber, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks.